And when you were a baby in your crib, your father looked down at you. He had but one hope. Someday my son will grow to be a man. Well, look at you now. You just got your asses whipped by a bunch of goddamn nerds. Nerds! Well, if I was you, I'd do something about it. I would get up and redeem myself in the eyes of my father, my maker, and my coach. Well, let's get those nerds! Nerds! Nerds!
What are we waiting for?
You know, I don't know what the status of Mississippi is, particularly Jackson, Mississippi, where they're undergoing a huge crisis, water crisis. Their pipes all fucked up, so they're getting like black shit out of their faucet. They don't have potable water to bathe or, water to drink. So the government and their infinite wisdom has been shipping in bottled water. I can't shit them for that, but, I think some of those billions and billions of dollars they send overseas to Ukraine could be used better here in the colonies and whatnot to help people out. But it's a city predominantly composed of black people, so you have what you have there. And I know some people would get mad that I'm talking about it, but fuck it. I made like a video about it, and I didn't think I'd be coming back to the subject matter until I saw some resolution. But then I was looking at kind of related story is it, as I always explain. Brett Favre in trouble. He's in trouble because he got payouts that he wasn't supposed to get from he got funds that were supposed to be earmarked for people that needed welfare. He's the welfare king of Mississippi, okay? He's the guy that has historically received the most welfare of any person in the history of Mississippi and shit. That's how much money that he stole away from poor people, okay? That's all lives matter, white, black, and anything in between, poor, dirt poor people. And he got these funds to build like a volleyball stadium, supposedly, but I think it was just lying in his pockets, And I made a video about it, and I dragged him, and I dragged the goofy-looking inbred governor. And then, I also mentioned his daughter, I'll probably mention her again. This motherfucker, this guy stole money from poor people, a rich man, a Hall of Famer and shit. He stole money from dirt poor people of all walks of life down there, and to build this stadium, right? And he had a bunch of cohorts and shit that should be under the jail. Okay, they should be under a jail, including himself, for doing this and shit, especially at a time of crisis when people are just totally fucked up down there. He stole this money, right? So I made a video. I talked about it. I dragged him all over, and I was done. But then I was like scrolling around, and I saw that he had done something else that was egregious. He was fully aware of what he was doing. He was fully aware that what he was doing was wrong. And this is a football Hall of Famer. All right? Everybody knows who Brett Favre is. All right? Everybody knows who his daughter is, too, because of that ass. But Brett Favre had the audacity, besides stealing money from, hundreds of thousands of poor people, dirt poor people of all colors, all lives matter. Besides stealing that money and being fully aware of it and sending out text messages to that effect about talking about how to hide the money, that he was receiving, and how to manage the press if they found out about the illicit gains he had received in the name of building a volleyball stadium for his precious little girl, who's an Instagram model with a fat ass, who is a suspect, racially speaking, as far as I'm concerned. I looked at her, and I think him and his wife should sit down and have a talk about that and make sure no guns are in the house. But let me continue. This guy, he During that time, this motherfucker, he had the nerve to call up the former governor of Mississippi, inquiring about whether or not they could use inmates to build this stadium. Okay, that's probably with predominantly black people. So not only is he still money, poor money and shit, he's a welfare king, the greatest welfare recipient in the history of fucking Mississippi and shit, racist ass Mississippi. Not only is he a welfare king, but this motherfucker trying to be on some goddamn slave master shit, man. You can't beat that with a stick. This motherfucker should he should open his mail and get an honorary membership from the fucking Proud Boys and the Klan. Oh, I'm probably already in the Klan. You know, who knows? And if he ever finds out whether, that daughter is his or not, he probably really will be a grand wizard in that shit. This motherfucker, he wanted inmates to build that thing. With the money he stole from dirt poor people. Like stinking, dirty poor people who have no potable water to wash their ass or anything else, even drink. Man, I just loving the colonies here, man. I'm just loving the colonies. The reason I made this commentary today is because, you got the guy over there, the coach for Boston Celtics, who's been suspended for the rest of the season, / indefinitely, who's been suspended and made to wear a fucking scarlet letter in public and shit, and a blatant double standard. A blatant double standard and shit. You got this asshole, as a white guy, white boy, NFL Hall of Famer, doing shit like this, and nobody's talking about it, okay? You don't hear ESPN dragging him. You don't hear that, what is that bitch name? I don't know, the feminist broad that's fucking with Stephen A. and every black man she can get her hands on. You don't hear her talking about this shit at length, the dragging Brett Favre for his illicit behavior. Oh, Malika Andrews. You don't hear Malika Andrews talking about that shit because she knows better. And besides, she identifies as white anyway, okay? And I don't even care about that. I just care about her running her fucking mouth, fucking with guys that's old enough to be her dad who have skin in the game more before she was even a wet stain in her daddy's drawers. All right? This is goddamn shame. It's double standard. And it's racism. I want to say it out. No, it's blatant racism. Brett Favre has the complexion for protection.